Howdy. It's Cloud going back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't checked out my past video, make sure you're checking them out, you know what I'm saying? And share with your homies and like the video and comment. You know what I'm saying? Comment on some other things y'all want me to react to that's comic related, or something that's, you know, some movies or series that have comic books or, you know, manga, you know, because manga is the Japanese word for comic pretty much. Hey, we got a video from everything always. We saw the Avenger Doomsday clock code. Y'all seen that clock they put on the Marvel YouTube channel, bro? That's gonna be going on for the next 11 months, bro. Is that
on,
illegal?
guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, with the release of the 4th official teaser trailer on YouTube that the Russos quickly posted and said these aren't teasers, they're not trailers, they're stories, they're clues, and to pay attention, we have been paying attention. And one of the
and I'm gonna say this right now, bro. I know a lot of y'all seen the Black Panther trailer. Well, the Black Panther part of the Avenger Doomsday trailer. You know what I'm saying? I seen it too. You feel me? And I already told you why I haven't reacted to it, bro. I ain't really seen those. Point is, bro, I think during that trailer, bro, I think that's probably gonna be, because y'all know how on Thunderbolts, at the end of Thunderbolts, we saw the Fantastic Four ship pop up coming into the atmosphere to the 616. I'm thinking in the trailer for this new trailer with Black Panther and everything, I'm thinking that's the scene where they actually landed. What if Wakanda was actually their target place to go?
Among many, I think comes at the end of each of these preview trailers, where there seems to be a secret code embedded in the first tick-tock of the Avengers Doomsday clock, with each one showing a different number that is counting down. Now, obviously, the Doomsday clock is important to their marketing campaign, so much so that they launched what seems like a year-long live Doomsday clock this morning on YouTube, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually keep that live for an entire year without whatever server that's streaming from going down, and of course YouTube allowing them to be live for a year. But in the meantime, we need to ask the question, with each one of these codes presented, what are they? Why is there, with the first tick, a secret code on each one of these preview trailers, again, that seems to be descending, and what does all this mean? Now, we wanted to wait and do this video until we got the 4th and official number so we could look at them all as a whole, and while there are some very
before he gives his theory, bro, you know what I think this is, bro? So this is the first 2020. This is the 17th. Never mind, I ain't got a theory.
Obvious guesses you guys may have, and we'll spend a little time debunking them. We have to focus on one major theory that's been circulating on the internet that claims to have cracked this code and lined it up as timestamps for Avengers Endgame. We're going to break it all down and go over the exact scenes that these would correspond.
Oh, bro, so okay, now I got a theory, bro. Maybe those numbers, which I believe are dates, pretty much. In Avengers Endgame, bro, depending on what year and what month and day it was, like during the time they were doing certain stuff, bro, it might be the main days. It might be the main days where the clues are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to find a way to word it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think those are timestamps in Avenger Endgame. I think it's timestamps of the most important clues from Endgame, or from one of the Avengers movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we go back, you feel me? We go back. Let's say in Endgame, it was the first month, 24th day, and it was 2020. And let's say Steve Rogers on that day, that's when he first had his son in the new timeline or something. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say that. He had his new son in the timeline at that time. Even though the time was different, you know, it was probably like the 1900s, but I'm saying, like, in the present day time, it may have been that date. You know, like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
For Avengers Endgame, we're going to break it all down and go over the exact scenes that these would correspond with, the picture it paints if they are connected, of what it all means as a countdown timer for Avengers Doomsday. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. And if you haven't already, I would just kindly invite you to do so. It's the #1 way to support us. Plus, it'll earn you for all the giveaways. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. we get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so these are the 4 codes, starting with the Steve Rogers trailer up in the left-hand corner. The first code was 1E24BUR02020. The Thor timestamp was 1E17BUR02020. The X-Men timestamp was 1E11BUR02020. And the 4th timestamp was 1E04BUR02020. Now, the very first guess I've seen out there multiple times, and we even guessed here at the channel before we got the 3rd code, prompting us to wait until the 4th code, was these were simply counting down by 7, 1 trailer each week, and it was just a numbering counting down for each one. But that obviously breaks between 17 and 11. The next theory was this could be a cipher of some kind, where the numbers possibly represent letters of the alphabet, but these 4 letters present are X, Q, D, and K. Sort of hard to decipher a word of any kind or really any meaning in terms of Doomsday, Avengers Endgame, Marvel Studios. You guys get the picture.
You know, I've always found it
But there's been one theory that's been going around.
What confuses me about it, though, is the letters after the numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's what confuses me. Like, my theory still stands. I think these are low-key time stamps, or I should say date stamps of specific events that happen in one of the Avengers movies. You know what I'm saying? Like they're dates. You know what I'm saying? Like on this day, this happened in this movie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying the movie dropped on that day. I'm just saying in the movie, it was October or it was January. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think it is, bro. It's like pretty much date time stamps. You know what I'm saying? To let us know where the most important clues are in one of the Avengers movies, or maybe this movie that's coming out. Maybe in Avengers Doomsday is gonna be 2020. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the year 2020, and things are gonna be happening on January, the first of the month. You know what I'm saying? And these specific days might be the main days where it really go down. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be for the Avengers Endgame. Or that's what I think it is, though. I think it's like date timestamps. You know what I'm saying? For key points.
Avengers Endgame, Marvel Studios, you guys get the picture.
Don't know what the
but there's been one theory that's been going around the internet for the last 3 or 4 days that's picked up a ton of steam, and although I wasn't convinced at the beginning, again, now that we have the 4th teaser trailer, we can take a look. And the theory goes like this. These are actually important timestamps for...
Be here, bro. I just said that, bro. I think these are like date timestamps. The reason why I don't want to say timestamps, because then it makes it seem like, oh, if you go, 1 hour, 20 minutes into the movie, you'll see, that's why I'm trying to say date timestamps, so y'all know that I'm talking about like month, year, and all that stuff. You feel me? Bro, I was just, bro.
Avengers Endgame. It goes like this.
Let's see if he say the same thing I said.
These are actually important timestamps for Avengers Endgame, based
my theories be on point, and I don't be getting no scoops, bro. I'm Marvel gonna end up signing with, bro, because they gonna be like, bro, he finna leak something, and we don't want him to leak nothing. He's not a part of the team. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I'm telling you, bro.
On the fact that the Russos and Marvel Studios confirmed this is a direct sequel to Avengers Endgame, and we know what the Avengers pulled, and during their time heist was unprecedented. So let's do exactly that.
Bro,
let's line up the timestamps with all 4 scenes from Avengers Endgame. And incidentally, guys, the synchronicity here is kind of wild. The first timestamp from Steve Rogers' trailer, 1E24BUR02020, would take us to the exact scene where the Ancient One is explaining to Bruce Banner what would happen if the time...
My theories really be on point, bro. That's why I do this, man. I love
stones
theories,
were removed. She literally says
these are
date
timestamps
overrun at that timestamp. So the timestamp is present during the time heist in a moment where Bruce Banner is discussing the consequences of what they're actually doing. But in that moment, he's also taking the time stone. Now we're 1 for 6. The next timestamp from the Thor trailer is 1E17BUR02020, and the timestamp for that would have them all at the Avengers Tower just as they're capturing Loki. Now, at first, I keyed in on the fact that this is right before Loki takes off with the Tesseract, which puts him at the center of the multiverse right now. But it's a little simpler than that. There are 2 stones also present in this scene. You have both the Scepter with the Mind Stone and the Tesseract with the Space Stone.
So these are going to be date timestamps of all the times where one of the Avengers interacted or was around one of or some of the Infinity Stones. That means we got to go back and watch Endgame. That's probably what they trying to tell us. Like, bro, go back and watch Endgame and make sure you're paying attention to these to these moments, these key moments during these this month, this day, this, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all paying attention. They let, bro, just like the Russo brothers said, bro, these are not trailers. You know what I'm saying? They more than that. So pay attention.
2 timestamps, 2 scenes, 3 for 6 on the stones. Now the next timestamp is 1/11 2020. That timestamp lines up with Thor and Rocket discussing stealing the Reality Stone in Asgard. So that's 3 scenes, 3 timestamps, 4 of the 6 stones. And the very next and last timestamp we got from the Wakanda and Fantastic Four trailer today is 1/04 2020. And that timestamp lines up with Rocket talking to Ant-Man asking if he wants to go to space, which is at the end of the scene they're talking about where the Power Stone is, and right before they start talking about where the Soul Stone is on Vormir. Literally, the timestamp is right in between the two. So 4 timestamps spread across 4 trailers, and they account for all 6 of the Infinity Stones being referenced at some point during the time heist in Avengers Endgame. Now, there is such thing as synchronicity. It's the same as people taking The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd and lining it up and playing it right over the top of The Wizard of Oz. There's always going to be things that line up. We want to see patterns as human beings. That's what we do. And it could...
And what I want to know, bro, because this just came across my mind, bro. I was watching the Loki TV show, right? And there's like a scene where they had like hella Infinity Stones, bro. You know what I'm saying? They look like just a bunch of Jolly Ranchers. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that's what I thought they was at first. I was just like, oh, they got like hella candy out the wrapper, but that's nasty. You know what I'm saying? But then I realized, like, bro, these are all Infinity Stones. But I'm trying to remember, like, were they fake? You know what I'm saying? But if they were not fake, bro, do Infinity Stones stop working at a certain point in time? Like, because if they did have real Infinity Stones, bro, and I'm gonna try to find a picture, you know, from the show to put it up, bro, because I don't want to sound crazy. Y'all probably don't remember it if y'all did see it. You feel me? If they were real Infinity Stones, bro, does that mean Infinity Stones lose its power over time, bro? Because I wouldn't think if they don't lose its power over time, they would just have the Infinity Stones like that many and, you know, just sitting around like that. You know what I'm saying? I would think they would like lock it up somewhere in the abyss, only where they can get it through a spell or something, or an enchantment or something. You know what I mean? Were they fake Infinity Stones, bro? But I'm going off the theory that they were real. Okay, so if in that show, bro, they had all them Infinity Stones, bro, where did they get them from? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did they get all the Infinity Stones from, bro? And are they gonna use them? Like, are they ever gonna pop back up in the Avengers Doomsday movie or Secret Wars? Like, yeah, we have a bunch of Infinity Stones already. Or are they gonna be like, yeah, Infinity Stones, they run out of power. I know that because they were in TVA. You know what I'm saying? I saw when they weren't the shit. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, bro, because I just thought about that right now, bro.
That this is just synchronicity at work, where we took timestamps or numbers, laid them over Avengers Endgame, and you see what you want to see. You could argue that during Avengers Endgame, all of the scenes have something to do with the responsibility of the Avengers and taking the Infinity Stones from the time heist and undoing the snap. You could probably put these very same time codes on Infinity War, but it's Endgame that this is the direct sequel to. And I think, in some part, just getting us talking about it the way we have is part of the goal by putting these sort of codes into things. But the Russos have always sort of had this small history of maybe not revealing anything, but getting us to look at it via some of their photos on social media. This is, of course, a lot bigger, being that it's a code on the teaser trailers that will exist forever for this film. And so there's a likelihood something is here. Whether or not it's timestamps for Avengers Endgame, that's yet to be seen. But if it is, it's letting us know that that's the moment when the real Doomsday clock started. That's why the code is on the Avengers Doomsday.
Maybe, bro, to add on to our theory, bro, maybe that's also when Dr. Doom was paying attention. Because, you know, I've been saying for a long time, bro, I don't think Dr. Doom just popped up. You know what I'm saying? I think Dr. Doom has been watching everything that's been going on probably since Ultron came. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's why Ultron's like, bro, I need to end the Avengers before, you know, he actually becomes what he, you know what I'm saying? He actually get to become what he trying to become. Because maybe Dr. Doom been around for a whole while. Maybe he been watching for a long time. And maybe Ultron and them probably figured it out. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying maybe that's why Ultron was like, we need to end the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Because they the problem. You know what I'm saying? And we finally seen like they kind of are the problem because Dr. Doom is coming because of the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying to place all the blame on them because they are the heroes. You know what I'm saying? They saving everybody out there. You know, I ain't doing that. You know, so I gotta give them props for that. But it is their fault. Dr. Doom is coming now. You know. So maybe during those date timestamps, maybe those date timestamps, it will show us like these exact moments may have affected Dr. Doom's timeline, or maybe these exact date timestamps is when Dr. Doom also was paying attention to what the hell was going on because he's seen the stones moving, or he's seen y'all getting close to the stones. So he was like, hold on, let me see what the fuck they doing before they, wild out with them stones. Let me just stay in the background, like play against from the act. Like I'm adding that.
It was the time heist. It was what happened during the events of Avengers Endgame that really set us on the path we're on now.
I'm trying to like
creating
the video,
Dr. Doom, the way he's going to be presented, looking like Tony Stark, and what really started the Doomsday Clock. Let's face it, even before Loki sat at the center of the multiverse wasn't healthy. We knew that there were incursions already happening back in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and they seemed localized to what was happening during the events with Scarlet Witch, the Darkhold, and Doctor Strange, but it was still happening, and Loki sitting at the center of the multiverse seemed to show us a world tree where the branches were growing and possibly growing into each other. That's what all of that purple in the extended branches could have been, was ripping incursions like we saw during Spider-Man No Way Home. Not that Loki solved the problems of the multiverse, just as Sylvie said, giving them a chance, so that when in it...
So basically, Loki's sitting in... So is Loki going to be permanently sitting in that chair, or is he basically just being there for right now until somebody else is strong enough to sit right there? You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like I said, I didn't watch the full Loki show. You know what I'm saying? I only watched like the first season or some of the episodes from the first season. You know what I mean? So I don't know completely everything. You know what I mean? And I kind of like it like that because it lets me have theories like this. I mean, I know I can have more theories if I was to watch the whole thing, but it's a little bit fun not knowing things sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking, bro, what if Loki is only sitting there for right now? What if he's just a band-aid right now? You know what I'm saying? Just there to help put things, to bring things together long enough so he can leave the chair and somebody else can come and sit there. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Loki's just finna be sitting in that chair the entire time, bro. There's no way. There's no way. Especially if the heroes still think he may be the villain, because I don't think they even know that he had his hero arc now. You know what I'm saying? He passed his villain, now he in his hero arc. You know, I don't even think they know that. I think only Thor knows. And if he don't know, he finna stand with his brother. That's his brother. You feel me? So I don't think bro finna just be sitting in that chair, bro. He gonna have to move. Either because the Avengers or because Dr. Doom. You know what I'm saying? But he not sitting in that chair the whole entire time, bro.
If something like this happens, they might be able to make something better. Look, some of the earliest theories of plot leaks pointed the finger at Steve Rogers after returning the Infinity Stones, apparently causing the incursion that impacted Doom by deciding to live his life out with Peggy Carter. And maybe this is the case, but you can't deny that him returning the stones in Mjolnir and then deciding to do that is the direct consequence of the time heist in the first place, and it's that time heist that may be implied as the start again of where we end up in Avengers Doomsday. And so while the timestamps might be just us seeing what we want to see, the implication of examining the time heist and the events during Avengers Endgame that might have started us on this path still ring extremely loud. You guys let me know all your thoughts though down below about any and all of this. Is this a crazy theory, or do you think because it lines up with a...
I think this theory right here is the one that we cracked the code, bro.